2010 saw the war of words intensifying between Planning Commission Deputy Chairman Montek and the Environment Minister Jairam Ramesh, particularly on the issue of mining in no-go areas. And despite toning down the language, the grouse that the Planning Commission seems to have is that India's environment clearances need to be more transparent. In an exclusive interview to NDTV Profit, Montek indicated that environmental clearances in the past have not been very transparent.
I think it should create the impression that we have an active and committed environmental ministry. So projects cannot just go ahead and sort of never mind what happens to the environment. I don't want to point fingers at any one project, but my suspicion is that our system of environmental clearances in the past has not been very transparent, nor has the implementation of the system, corrections for violating conditions, that has not been sufficiently tight. So many people may have done some things and it violates this or it violates that. I would say that we need to take the following approach. In future, there needs to be complete transparency.
Are you saying that that transparency is there at the moment, or do you think it isn't there?
You know, it should always be increased, and my guess is that there hasn't been enough of it in the past. I mean, one obvious point, if a project has gone on for a long time, and it's suddenly we find, or ministry feels there's a problem.
Yeah, you slap a stop work notice on it.
There's something clearly wrong, because when a project starts and if it's doing something wrong, if there was a mechanism for monitoring what they're doing periodically, the problems would be small. But if they're allowed to carry on, and then you have huge problems. So I would say that whether you call it transparency or you call it efficiency, the system needs a lot more improvement. By the way, it also helps the investor. It's much better for an investor.
Of course, they'd welcome that.
To know to get periodic clearances. And then they know that they're not suddenly going to be found wanting. So there's a lot we can do.
Make sure you tune in to the entire interview, The Power of One, on Saturday at 9:30 p.m.